Newsroom, and we are streaming on CBSN Los Angeles. And Desmond Shaw.
Well, I think it might have just shredded a couple of those tires right there, Pat. So
Yep.
we are looking on Badillo Avenue here. Badillo kind of been going in circles. Oh, he just kind of dodged one of the police cars. Ooh,
There's
really
another
getting
one
close there, going right in between a parked car and Covina PD. They have the assistance of the Pomona Police Department's helicopter overhead. It's not clear what the want is. We haven't been able to get that information yet, but you can see it looks like a Volkswagen Jetta. And just as we came to air there, you saw they were waiting with the spike strips. I think this person has been going in such a predictable pattern that they were able to get the spike strip team in place there, and it looked like it was pretty successful. Got at least a couple of tires. In fact, it looks like you can still see the spike strip kind of dragging underneath. And look, this is how you know he's been going in the same area for a while now, because you have a bunch of people coming out to take a look at this. It's kind of turning into a bit of a circus out here. We're on a Prospero Drive. So Covina between the 10 and the 210 freeway. Not sure what the one is, but at the very least, it is a failure to yield, Pat.
Yeah, well, he does have quite the fan club out there in the neighborhood, that's for sure. And Desmond, the speeds certainly aren't fast. I don't know what they were before that spike strip was successful, but right now he's almost coming to a stop, and it just makes you look at the front of that car. The bumper is just practically coming off. Well,
yeah,
oh,
look at that. The tires already come off as well. Look at, so he's on metal, metal on metal here. It's just the rim that is making contact with the ground right now, coming through an alley. Let's see how much longer they're going to be able to continue. I believe it's just one person in the car. Not sure if it's a man or a woman behind the wheel, but you can see we're probably going to start to see some sparks coming out of that front tire now that it's just a rim. But that was a very effective spike strip. It looked like it made contact with the tires multiple times. And, I was actually sticking to one of the tires. A lot of times when we see the spike strip make contact like that, it can still take some time, especially at low speeds, to see the tires actually deflate. But this time we saw it, essentially get ripped off of the rim almost instantly. So it's just a matter of time. And yeah, look at the rim, or the bumper, like you said.
Yeah,
Matt,
it's almost
just barely
off.
The bumper's hanging on for dear life at this point. It's part of the, and look on the sides. It looks like there's some damage. This person may have been in a collision earlier, just looking at some of the damage to the side of the vehicle. And I thought I saw some damage to the bumper even before that spike strip contributed to this. So wondering if that's the one, if there was an earlier collision or something. Or if that was from an earlier episode, but it should just be a matter of time before this vehicle gives up.
I saw some people actually talking to him and waving. I don't know if he knows those people that were out on the street that maybe they were trying to get him to stop. I don't know, because it seems there were a couple of adults and it looked to be a young person, perhaps a child or a juvenile that was with the group, that couple that seemed to be trying to wave this driver over, possibly maybe trying to wave him to stop. But he certainly, again, won't be going far, Desmond, at all. Picking just a tiny bit of speed here, but that won't last. And as you mentioned, he seems to be going in the same direction or making circles, and now just driving, I guess, is as long as he thinks he possibly can.
Yeah, you're right, Pat. I feel like we've kind of been seeing this more often lately. We saw just last week with a pursuit that was going down the exact same streets for more than an hour before the vehicle finally gave out. This seems to be a similar thing. Now, we did finally get information, and Pat, maybe that damage that I just referenced is the reason for this, but wanted for a hit and run. That thanks to our assignment desk for getting that information. You can see the damage there on the side. If he scraped up against another car and took off, that's certainly what it looks like. But the tire on the passenger side front is completely gone, and I think the rubber is going to be separating from the driver's side front tire as well. Just a matter of moments.
That's right. Well, the want is hit and run, so that could possibly explain certainly as to why that car is damaged the way it is. Certainly before that spike strip, because that looks like a pretty violent collision there. Can a spike strip do something that, be that strong where it just rips the bumper completely off the, almost off the car?
I guess so, and I think that's what we saw. The bumper was intact before they made contact with that spike strip, but it was, they're very sturdy. I mean, they're designed to pierce the tires. They're pretty large too, I think.
And heavy.
Several inches. Look at this person coming right up to interact with this person. All of these people taking, very disappointing behavior there with, they're taking selfies there or what have you, or posting this to their social media. The police really hate to see this, and I just have to mention that we've been seeing it more and more. It seems like, certainly with LAPD. I can't remember the last time I covered a pursuit with Covina PD, but they're not going to be happy to see this. You can see the tire here, the front driver's side tire, how little life it has left to give. But yeah, you're right, Pat. I don't think I've ever seen a spike strip do this much damage to another part of the car, something other than the tire.
Especially it wasn't going that fast, but we did see it make contact and certainly rip that tire, rip the rubber practically off the wheel there. And there is something attached to the bottom of this vehicle, and you speculate that it could be.
To a stop.
Okay, he is stopping.
Well, for momentarily. And the police, are they going to maybe?
They're
you
getting
saw
more
the police
aggressive.
coming right at him. It almost looked like the cops were going to meet him head on right there, or maybe try to get in position for a pit maneuver. Kind of spooked him a little bit now into this alleyway, and we'll see where this alley leads as we get behind these buildings here. Boy, picking up a surprising amount of speed for only having 3 tires and on a rim, and that's really dangerous because he's not going to have as much control of the vehicle, and it's probably going to cause the rubber to separate even more quickly on the driver's side front tire. And you can see that spike strip is hanging on as well. That spike strip just took a big bite out of this car, and it does not want to let go.
Yeah.
But yeah, right around the same streets. I think we're literally just looping around the exact same street. So we'll see if they're going to get back out here with more spike strips. Let's see what happens now. He's probably going to try to squeeze right between, but
wow,
ooh, way too close here.
Very close.
And he managed to get right out, but he did.
Yeah.
He definitely scraped up that car. So that's unfortunate for somebody, parked on the street right there. This, yet another collision. Just, maybe did a little bit of paint damage. Hopefully that'll buff out for that innocent person's car, buff out of the paint job. But now starting to, and now really having some trouble. This vehicle, eventually he might end up, overheating the vehicle or burning up the transmission or something like that if he continues to go on like this. Just hopefully when the other tire goes, he's not going to be able to move the vehicle, and he doesn't continue to try to drive on 2 tires. I believe this is a front wheel drive car, so it's going to be very difficult to get any kind of traction when it's metal on asphalt.
And it's pretty dangerous. Look at the street that he's driving on. You've got traffic going in either direction. I'm just a little surprised maybe that they're still allowing him to go down these streets, because he doesn't really seem to care if someone is coming in the opposite direction. And I imagine that they really try to pin him in once they saw these people, especially that one guy running with a toddler in his arms. I mean, that's not safe at all, no matter what. We don't know the circumstances.
Let's see, we're coming in with the pit maneuver. Ooh.
Oh. That was close.
I agree with you, Pat. We're back on kind of a major street here, which it sure looked like he wanted to do a pit maneuver there, didn't it? But a bit ironic, because we're on more of a major street. However, there's a lot less people out here than there were on that minor street. So let's see if he doesn't, how the vehicle's going to react with one less tire, if he's going to spin out and onto the curb. Oh, is this vehicle still going to be able to go? They did a pit maneuver, but couldn't. Kind of give him a little love tap there at the end. But let's see if the vehicle comes to a stop. Yeah, the airbag's out. I think, well, and now he's running. Now he's out running. We'll see how long this lasts. Just ridiculous when the police are right there. You really think you're going to get away at this point? Now running into a gas station. We've got 3 officers in tow, and unfortunately, I think they got the canine out here as well. Of course, he just had to go underneath an awning right there, so it's going to be
didn't see him come out,
difficult for us to get a visual, but yeah, I believe they're going to have him on the ground now. 4 officers. Yep, there he is. So unfortunately, we missed the takedown because of the awning from the gas station, but they finally got the person in custody. You see the canine dog there as well,
ready to go
to give this guy a little bit of extra motivation to give it up already. But that was a pretty ridiculous one there, Pat.
There's no question about that, especially we're talking hit and run. The vehicle was incapacitated, first of all, and then to see him just try to run and get away, that was not very bright at all. But anyway, I guess we can call this a code 4, Desmond, on a Thursday afternoon on North Grand Avenue in the city of Covina.
Yep,
And,
one person in custody, Pat.
all right, and I'll speak with you a little bit later, Desmond.
All right, you got it.
All right, and thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We are returning to regular programming right now, but KCAL 9 News.
Under the rim on one side of the vehicle. And pardon the haze there, it's a little hazy out here as we shoot into the sun, but you can just make him out there.
Basically,
officers are doing a quick cursory search of his person just to make sure that there's nothing on him that could potentially harm them. And once they feel confident about that, they will walk him over to a police cruiser. I'll widen out the shot here in a moment so we can see just how close the nearest squad car is going to be. There you go, there's the nearest vehicles. I'm going to take the speedometer off there for you because you probably don't need it anymore. We know exactly where this is, San Bernardino and Grand Avenue in Covina. One person in custody. Okay, they're clearing the vehicle. Thank you, Sarah. Let me check. So real quick, for all of you watching, Saro did just ask the police helicopter what this person was wanted for, and he's telling us that he was on parole and wanted in connection with some type of weapons violation. So that's just the preliminary information that we got from the airship overhead. Again, we're going to continue to make some calls to the Covina Police Department to get you exactly what this person was wanted for. But we also have the NBC4 News at 7 o'clock coming up here in the next few minutes. We, of course, hope you can tune in then. And a few hours after that, we have the NBC4 News at 11 o'clock. We hope to see you then. From News Chopper 4 Alpha, I'm Eliana Marino along with Sarah Garabetti, and thank you very much for watching, and tune in at 7 o'clock.